Hi class. This is the first video for the data analysis module, and in this video we will be installing R and RStudio. This is for the data analysis unit in Biology 229. My name is Dr. Pyle and I'm the laboratory coordinator for this course. We're going to start by navigating into Canvas. This is where you'll find the files that you need to download for this exercise. In Canvas, you will navigate to Modules on the left navigation pane. Scroll down to where you find the Data Analysis unit. There's several different links here. We have the R download link and RStudio download link. We also have these Preparing Your Computer documents, which have this tutorial in written form. The data analysis worksheet is what you will complete in class and potentially as a homework assignment. And then there are several CSV files that have data in them and these .r files. The .r files will have the script or the code that you will use in R. So you want to begin by downloading these CSV and .r files to your computer. So you'll click on one, and on the next page you'll see a preview of that file. Then you want to click up here to download that file. As soon as you download it, you can open that file up in Microsoft Excel. You can also, on a Macintosh computer, you can click the magnifying glass to show it in your Finder. So here's my file, and I want to save this file into my documents. I'm going to open it up in Microsoft Excel and just go to File, Save As. I can save this. I want to make sure that I don't have any numbers at the end of this file name. So the last word in this file name should just be data. That way it'll work best with our script later. So now I want to navigate to my folder that I've created. I've created one within Documents, and it's within my Biology 229 Data Analysis folder. So I'm just going to save this file into this folder. You want to repeat that for all of the .csv and .r files that you see within that data analysis module on Canvas. Once you have all of those, the next thing that we'll do is download R and RStudio. So you can find that link by clicking here. The link is also found in that tutorial document that's posted on there on Canvas as well. So I'm going to navigate to this website, and it has the links for both of them. I'll scroll down here to install R or install RStudio. I need to install R first. R is a programming language. There are other programming languages too. You might have heard of Python. That's another language. Or maybe you've heard of C or C++. Those are different languages that people can write code files in. So we're going to install R. But all of our work that we do will be done in RStudio. RStudio is an application where we can write code and run it. We can see the graphs that get made. We can also save files and move files around. So RStudio is an application that we will use to work with R, but R will be running in the background. Okay, so the first step is to download and install R. On this page, we need to select what kind of computer we're using. Most of you will be using either a Mac or a Windows operating system computer. Some of you may be running Linux, and all of these links are available here. If you're running a Mac, you'll choose this second link, Mac for Mac operating system. If you're running a Windows machine, you'll want to use the other video that I've created, which demonstrates all of this on the Windows machines. So here's where our Mac users will click. Now the next step is we need to determine what kind of Mac we're using, because that will affect which download button we click. We have one option is for Macs that have an M1 or M2 chip. Or there's another link if your Mac has an Intel processor. So how do you find out? We're going to click on the Apple icon up in the top left of your screen, and then click on About this Mac. This informational window that pops up gives us the information that we need, and I can see that I'm running an Intel Core i5 processor. So I know my Mac is an Intel processor. Now, your computer might have M1 or M2 in this first line. So because I'm running an older Intel Mac, I will choose the second download option. You might choose the first option if that's what's appropriate for your computer. Okay, after that downloads, we can just double click it here to begin that download installation wizard. I'm just going to click through this and agree, and I will install it. It will take up this much disk space on your computer. If you're running low on disk space, then the installation will not work on your computer. So if you think you might be running low, or if the installation fails and you think it might be because you were running low on disk space, I recommend that you go to the library or talk to OIT. They have a Zoom chat that you can use as well, and just ask them for some help and some guidance. They'll be able to help you with your specific computer. Okay, the next step is to just install this. Okay, we can access the downloads folder. It does take a little bit of time to install this. If you need any help with your R or RStudio installation, your lab GTA is a resource. They can answer some basic questions, but you might need to talk to an IT specialist. So I do recommend reaching out to OIT. Okay, then after that, we can move the installer to the trash. We no longer need the installer wizard, but we'll keep R on our computer under the applications menu. Okay, so now after we've installed R, we can close this window, come back to that previous tab. Our next step is to install RStudio, and we need to know what Mac operating system version we are using. There's two different options here, and so again, I'm going to look under the Apple menu and About this Mac. And I see in the very last line here, my Mac operating system is Ventura 13.7.8. Okay, so I'll choose this bottom option because I'm running Mac OS something between 10.12 up to 13. Now the 14 and higher option might be better for your computer, so just select whichever one is better for your computer. Okay, if you choose that older option, it's going to bring you to another screen. And so here I need to choose which desktop version to download. And again, I'm running number 13, which was Ventura. So I'll click on this download link here. Sometimes issues come up if you're running an older operating system on a brand new computer, or if you have a new operating system, you've done all the updates and you're running it on an old computer. So sometimes that incompatibility can lead to issues with the installation or how the application runs on your computer. If you're having trouble with how the application is running or with the installation, again, I recommend that you reach out to OIT for some help. I'm just waiting for this download to complete. Okay, now I can double click here to open it up. And this is going to ask me to drag RStudio and drop it into application. Okay, once I've done that, I can double click right here to open up that applications menu. And I can scroll down to find R and RStudio. So here they are. I have downloaded R and RStudio. And remember, R is going to run in the background. So I don't need to open R. I just need to open up RStudio. Okay, and the first time that you open up RStudio, it has a lot of unpacking to do. And so it might take some time for it to load on your computer. Okay, you might see this screen that says that there is an update available. You can either download it now, or I'm going to choose just remind me later to do that update. Okay, so here's our RStudio. And over here on the left side is where all of our code will be running. We'll see in a moment that we have another space that will open up here that helps us edit the code before we run it. Up here we have our environment. These are different things that we've created within R. I'm going to use this broom tool here to just clear everything from my environment. That way we can start fresh for this tutorial. Down here I have a list of packages that are installed on within this RStudio. And over here I can click on Files. Once you have files open, you can use these folders. You can click on them and navigate to that folder that you created where you saved all of your CSV and .r files. So mine was within Documents and my 229 Data Analysis folder. So these are all the files that I downloaded from Canvas. Once I have this selected, I can click on this button here where the gear icon is next to the word More. And I can set this as my working directory. So this is my directory of folders where I'm going to be saving my files to and opening files from, and it's where I'm going to be working. I know that I've set it because over here I see the word set WD, which stands for set working directory, and I see that it has set it to that folder that I chose. So the next thing that I want to do is open up that first .r file so I can start running my first script. When you do this exercise with your TA, you'll be running the t-test first. So I'm going to find my UV and my antibiotic t-test.r file here. And I will open it, and now I see in this top pane, I can edit this file. You may have a line up here, a yellow ribbon, that is recommending that you install ggplot2. ggplot2 is our first library that we will use. It contains all of the functions that are needed to make a graph. If you don't have that, you may need to install it. Over here in Packages, you can click on this button that says Install, and you can just search for ggplot2. And I recommend not changing this file path here. And we do want this check mark here for installing all of the dependencies that this library will need. We'll click Install. I already have ggplot2 installed, and so it's asking if I want to update that and restart R in order to do that. So I'm going to cancel this because I've already installed ggplot2, but you may need to install it on your computer. All right, at this point, this is where you want to stop, take a screenshot of your setup, and so that you have antibiotic t-test.r open. And we also have your working directory is set here. We want to scroll down over in the console and make sure that this line is visible. Set working directory is visible. Your TA will be checking for this, and this is a good stopping point so that you know you're ready to start the data analysis exercise. And that's all for this video. You'll use another video to start going through the scripts and analyzing your data.